Sorry, start it again. I was fucking around with the cat. Right, go on, fire away. Post-boxing life. Listen, boxing is one thing. Boxing just doesn't take any prisoners. It only takes casualties. So for me to be sat here fucking all my faculties in order, won every belt, made loads of money, and not got a scratch on me, it's like fucking done really well there. But I don't want to tempt fate, you know what I mean? I don't want to keep going back and back and back to the well, because how many times can you keep doing it without getting fucking brain damage or whatever else? Not being able to walk in a straight line. It would all been pointless then. But it's your family life and the career path it can be different. It can be very difficult as well. Like more people who have normal jobs and like even people who have very, very difficult jobs, they're away from home 5 days a week or whatever, and obviously they come home on the weekends or whatever, and then if you're just doing a normal job, you go to work all day, you come back, and there ain't much after that. But I suppose when you get your weekends off or whatever, you really appreciate it. But for me, every day's weekend, every day's Christmas, every day's fucking bank holidays. That's why I train every day. I don't eat what I want every day. I stick to a strict diet. If I want to go out for a meal on a weekend, then I will, but I won't just go willy-nilly and out for meals every day and stuff, because it doesn't become an appreciative thing. It's you take it for granted. Typical day, very busy. Obviously, I'm a dad to 7 kids. I'm filming 2 Netflix documentaries and a reality show. The Netflix reality is going to be unbelievable. There's a lot of good stuff in there, like life after boxing, highs and lows, holidays, hectic Fury lifestyle. School runs, school pickups, fucking rushed off my feet, to be honest. It was easier being a boxer, going away in training camps, getting looked after like egg in a cake, trained by the best, fed the best, groomed, everything. It was a lot easier life. Being at home, being a full-time dad, being a full-time partner and all that, fucking, I didn't think it would be this hard, but it is, because it's a constant job.
Talk about family. Your daughter recently got engaged.
Yeah, thank you.
How proud are you of her?
Very much so. You know, it's the best thing that any of my kids can do is find yourself a partner, settle down, get married, have some kids, and enjoy life.
Do you think any of your family will follow you up steps? So
I think there's going to be a lot of boxers coming through. Obviously, they've seen a lot of success, they've seen a lot of money made. Like, I couldn't never be a boxing trainer. I've got no patience. Like, teaching the boys in the gym, holding the pad for a little bit of a session, yeah, great. But actually being a boxing trainer full time, looking after babysitting an adult, no thank you. Don't really have any relationship with any of them really, but it's nothing's personal, it's just business, you know what I mean? It's like, the only person that I never got on with and I wanted to smash was Deontay Wilder, because we had a really personal thing. Not after the first fight, there was no issue at all. Like, there was nothing. It was just like, yep, happy, friendly, let's go and have a fight, whatever. Best man win. And after the fight, they said, oh, he put some ink in his gloves, just a load of shit, and like, it become really malice between both of us. Like, we really wanted to damage each other in that second fight. Then we had a second fight and it was more cheating, more wobbly suits, all that sort of stuff. Just stupid, really. Stupid, bitter, losers point of view, really. And it just went on from there, and it's still going on today. Like, even after the third fight, like, I knocked him out again and he still would say, oh, Tyson Fury's a wanker or whatever. So yeah, but other than that, it's just business for me. Like, I'm going there to get a paycheck and to go home back to my family. I'd go from MGM Grand Las Vegas, Nevada on a Saturday night to Monday morning and back at the tip in Morecambe. It was like, when you were in Vegas yesterday? I was like, yep, I was just there yesterday, I come back Sunday, got back this morning, and here I am at the tip again. So I've always gone from being fucking limelight, top of the world, to back to the tip or back to Morecambe, driving a Passat round, do you know what I mean? Tyson Fury, the person, is just a dad. So husband, father, someone who trains, and someone who just happy wife, happy life, tries to keep the family happy, pays the bills, keep the wolf from the door. And the Gypsy King was a different animal, just like going into training camps, different to tapping the background here. Different person completely, really. I train daily because of my mental health and obviously keep my weight down and stuff, but I'm one of those people who put a lot of weight on very quick, so I have to watch what I'm eating. And for me, weight is everything. A poxy number on a scale can either make my morning or break it. Like, even if it's a wrong reading, that will make my life or break my life. And everything revolves around my weight. If my weight's good, then I'm happy, I'm in a great mood, I'm up for anything, I want to go places, I want to go and do things. But if my weight's bad, I'm down, depressed, don't want to live, that sort of behaviour. And it's all weight related, believe it or not. You won't think that weight could have that much effect on somebody who's achieved everything. But it really matters to me that much. I weigh 2-3 times a day. That's how much it means to me. And if I see it go up, I gotta go for a run to make it come down. But I train as hard today as I would have do in camp. Do you know what I mean? If I'm training for a world title, I don't train any harder than I am now. Like, I'm training 3 times a day at the moment, going for a run, 4-mile run in the morning. It could be anywhere between 4 and 10 miles. I come in the afternoon and do a weight session, body part, whatever it might be, shoulders, back, legs, whatever. And then in the evening, I'll come in and do 10, 12 rounds of boxing.
Non-stop.
It's non-stop really, so I haven't lost my fitness. So I know I've only been retired 11 months or 10 months, whatever it is, but there's no Gypsy King in this this life, just a normal retired life. The Gypsy King's dead. Do you know what I mean? He ain't a thing anymore. Gypsy King only come to light around the massive events and boxing. It was all boxing based. And now I don't do any boxing anymore. Well, the Gypsy King is dead. You get to a certain level, a certain point in your life and career, and it's not really about anything else anymore. You've done everything you wanted to do. You've achieved everything. Like at them points, like the last 5 years of my career, I've been 2-time world champion. I made enough money to retire on. It's like anything now is a bonus. You know what I mean? So like I've not really spoke to Usyk since the fight, but yeah, I know he's said some stuff, like not negative stuff, like good stuff, like he wouldn't mind a third fight. Obviously, it's a big payday for him, isn't it? And for me also. But it's just like, for me now, what's the point? Like, if you give me another 100 million, what am I going to do with it? Like, it's not going to affect my life at all. It won't affect my kids' life. It won't affect their kids' life. It just make them fucking spoiled brats and make them shit people. There's no actual reason for me to go back in the boxing ring. 37-year-old, I've been punched to fuck for the last 25 years. What do I want to go back boxing for? Yeah. It used to be for the money, the titles, all that shit. But now I've got more money than I can spend. I've got unlimited amounts of fucking belts and titles. And does it make me any happier? No. Was the chase better than the victory? Yes. The climb was better than the fucking mountain peak, to be fair. Always the case. I went up Scarfell Pike recently, a few months ago, and actual getting to the top was a lot better than at the top. I was at the top 10 seconds, fuck the shit, come on, back down now, on to the next one. So I think the summit is always the best than the destination. Going somewhere is always better than arriving. What's next? I'm just finished with goals. Like I've got no more goals, you know what I mean? I want to get my kids up, out the house, more married to good people, and that's it really, have a nice life. Just enjoy, train every day. As for like goals, next goal I want to become a billionaire, then I want to become a trillionaire, then I want to run the world, president of the United States. No, I'm not interested in anything. I've done what I wanted to do with me from being a little kid was I wanted to be a singer for one, and I wanted to be world heavyweight champion for two, and I've done both of them things. And I've done like more than I could ever dream of. All the rest of it, all the added trimmings are all just added bonuses that really wasn't even planned for, but they come along anyway. And it was fucking good. But I could go back to boxing at any given time, but I just don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got no interest in that clamour for that, or the limelight, or I want to be famous, or I want to go get punched again. I'm not interested. It doesn't do anything for me. You could offer me $1 billion today, and it wouldn't move the needle. It wouldn't turn me on, because I've gone past that point of caring about what other people think. Do you know what I mean? It's all self-perception, because nobody else really gives a shit. Like, they might turn the telly on a Saturday night to be entertained with a few beers or a pizza or whatever, but after the event, like, no one gives a shit anyway. It's only how you feel as an individual. And I've come to learn that later on in years. Like, it doesn't really matter if you drive a Ferrari or a Fiat 500. You might think people care, but no one gives a shit. No one cares. All right, yeah, he drives a Ferrari, great, lives in a mansion, so what? Who cares? It's all how you feel as an individual. And that, I can't stress that enough, really. I think it's very important how you see yourself. Others don't really care. No one really interested if you're a successful millionaire or you work in Asda. No one really cares. Once you've gone, it's like, I don't think about that person after I've gone from the till, like, oh, I wonder how much they've got, or I wonder what they're doing in their life. Like, no one really cares. It's all about how you feel as a person, as an individual. And it's took a long time to get to that, to realise that. You know what I mean? I thought like, oh, being rich and being famous and being successful and have everything you ever wanted, it'd make you feel better, but it's all been a big lie, to be fair. That doesn't make you feel better. You always had happiness. It's always from within. You just got to find who you are, for one, and find what you're good at, for two, and what you enjoy. A wise man once told me years ago, like, what's the difference in winning and losing to me? And I said, I don't know, winning's good and losing would be shit. And he was like, no, he said, it's all how you feel as an individual. And I never really understood that. I was only in my early 20s and cranking. I didn't really understand what he was saying. And then years later, I could really understand what he was saying, because it's just like the difference in all of it all, difference in winning or losing, being rich or being poor, and being nothing at all, is self-perception. It's how you see yourself. It's how you feel as a person. If you feel great and you've got zero money and you've got zero goals and you've got zero ambition in life, nothing, but you feel good, then you're onto a winner, aren't you, really? Because I know a lot of rich people and none of them are happy, none of them are contented, and everybody wants more. And it goes back to that old cliche of the billionaire looks back on his private jet and he remembers the good old days. The millionaire wants to be the billionaire on the private jet. And then the man who's working for the millionaire, he sees himself, he wants to get on a business class flight. And then the man who's working for him, he just wants a car. And the man who's working for him, he just wants a fucking bike. And then the man in the wheelchair, he just wants to be able to walk again. And then the person who's severely ill, they just want to be healthy. So it's a non-stop fucking load of shite. From the man who's terminally ill, would give everything just to be in a wheelchair, be healthy. The man in a wheelchair would give everything just to be able to walk. The man who's walking wants a bike. The man who's on a bike wants a car. The man who's in the car wants a jet, so on and so forth. And the man who's got everything, guess what? He wants nothing. So there's never a position of, oh, well, everything's good now. Because if you've got fuck all, you want everything. And when you've got everything, you want nothing. Which is almost like I'm speaking in riddles, but I'm not. It's so true. I know people who've got no jobs, right? They've got no money, but they want everything. And I know people who are very, very, very rich who want nothing and don't want to do anything. So it's just a total opposite of everything, really. I suppose what you want and then you get might not be necessarily what you thought it would be. And if you've got everything, then you again, you're like, what next? There's always a next. Do you know what I mean? When I was younger, I would say, people say, well, what are you going to do when you win the world title or you become a millionaire or whatever, yeah? I'd say, oh, I'll just after boxing, I'll lay on the beach all day, drink a few beers, enjoy life, eat burgers. But in reality, I wouldn't last 12 months doing that. I'd be dead within a few months, actually. So living the good life is not always as good as it might seem. I'm working, having a normal job, there's a lot to be said for that. I think, who was it who said, I wish everybody could get exactly what they wanted just for one day so they could see it was a lot of shit. Yeah. I think it was Jim Carrey, one of them, who said it. I wish everybody in the world could get exactly what they want just for one day so they could realise it's not everything they thought it might be. So every day is a battle, whether you're in a boxing ring, you're working a 9-to-5 job, you got to battle, you got to fight for everything you want in life. And in able to do that, you got to be fueled and your nutrition's got to be right as well. So that's where all the Furocity products come into play. When we come into this game, we're ahead of the game with all the low sugars and the low calories and the high caffeine. And now it's about changing from just giving people a bit of energy to giving them a maintainable lifestyle. We're trying to stay ahead of the game, trying to always evolving, which any good business, any good product has to do. We're building a range that fuels every kind of fighter, from your professional athletes to your everyday people. You all need great performance and focus. And that's what Furocity is all about, fueling the fight. Furocity is not just energy, it's nutrition, building a healthy, maintainable lifestyle with your protein bars, your energy drinks, your shots, your protein shakes. It's everything for a healthy, balanced lifestyle, and feeding that Furocity inside each person. Life is good. You know, life's definitely worth living. And for my life advice, for what it's worth, coming from a man who's come from fuck all to literally everything and still grinding like he's got fuck all today, is set short-term goals, eat healthy, drink healthy, achieve what you want to achieve. And even if you don't actually achieve the biggest target in your life, you might get close to it. So it's definitely worth pursuing. But someone who doesn't have goals and doesn't have a target can never achieve anything. That's a fact. And no matter how unachievable that goal or dream might be, if you keep practicing and keep working towards it, one day you get very close, if not hit it. That's what I always did. I aimed for the stars and I got there, but if I didn't, I'd get really close. And that was why I wasn't even interested in British or English or European level. It was either to become a superstar or fuck all. Maybe I was one of the lucky ones. But again, if I didn't aim for the stars, setting low level stuff, you're only ever going to achieve that if you get your best target. But if you set something that's unachievable and you reach it, you're like, oh my God, I've fucking done it. And I sit here today as someone who's very, I wouldn't say happy because happy is not the word that I'm looking for, but in a good space, for sure.